Hello and welcome, little scientists, to another episode of Stay at Home Science, brought to you by the South Brunswick Public Library. I'm Allie, and today we'll be exploring some food science by making our own homemade ice cream. First, we need to gather our ingredients. So, for the ice cream itself, we'll be needing milk. I'm using half and half, which is actually a combination of milk and cream, or you could use a combination of whole milk and heavy whipping cream. Those will leave your ice cream with a creamy texture. You could also try this experiment with 2% milk or a milk alternative. Just know that because of the lower fat content in those, your ice cream will produce larger ice crystals that will then produce a less creamy texture. We'll also need vanilla, sugar, and there's a little science behind the reason we put sugar in ice cream. It's not just there for you to have a delicious ice cream. It's there to lower the freezing point of water, which we know milk is made up of. So if you put too much sugar in your ice cream, not only will it be too sweet, but it'll actually make the ice cream a lot harder. And if you put too little sugar in your ice cream, you'll come out with soup. We'll also be needing a measuring cup, measuring spoons, ice, 2 or 1 small Ziploc bag, 1 large Ziploc bag, salt, and a towel. And of course, as always, don't forget to grab a grown-up. To begin our experiment, we're going to grab our half and half and our measuring cup, and we're going to measure out half a cup of half and half, or if you're using the combination of whole milk and heavy whipping cream, do a 1/4 cup of each. So just half a cup. And then we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm just adding everything right into my measuring cup, but you can also add it into a bowl first to mix it up. I put a little too much vanilla, but that's okay. I really like vanilla. And then we'll also need a tablespoon of sugar. And then we'll take a spoon and make sure to stir up your mixture so that the sugar has a chance to dissolve. This will make for 1 serving of ice cream. And of course, I'm making vanilla ice cream, but if you want to make chocolate ice cream, just mix some cocoa powder into this mixture. And then we're going to grab a plastic bag. You're going to grab your small plastic bag. I'm going to put it in this bowl so I don't spill any. Place it there. And then pour in your mixture into your bag. Once you've done that, you're going to get all the air out of the bag as much as you can. And then seal it up really tightly. And you want to get as much air out as possible. That way when you shake it up later, you won't run the risk of popping it. Make sure to seal it really tight. And that's going to be our ice cream. Now, the next step is actually optional, but if you would like, I'm going to double bag this into another small bag. Once again, getting all that air out. And in doing this so that I don't run the risk of actually getting salt water into my ice cream, which I've actually done before. So if you think your bag is really strong and it can hold up to all the shaking, you can skip this step. Just know if you do double bag it, you will have to shake it for longer. Alright, the next step, we're going to grab our ice. Okay, so I've got my ice right here, and we're going to grab our large Ziploc bag and our measuring cup, and we're going to measure out 3 cups of ice. Alright, got 3 cups of ice measured out into our plastic bag, and next we're going to add our salt. We're going to do half a cup of salt. Alright, so we've got our half cup of salt. We're going to pour it onto our ice. We're going to grab our ice cream mixture and plop it right in there. And then we're going to take 1 more cup of ice, so that'll equal up to 4 total cups of ice, and pour it over. Just make sure our mixture is nice and covered. Alright, then we're going to close up this bag, again getting as much air out as possible. And closing it really tightly. That way it doesn't pop when you shake it. All right, it's getting really cold. I can already feel it. So that's where our towel comes in. And we're gonna open up our towel and wrap our ice mixture in the towel because it's already really cold and we want to protect our hands. You can also use gloves or mittens or something like that. I just think a towel is a little easier. Next, once you've got your ice cream wrapped up in your towel so your hands will be safe, we are going to shake this for 10 minutes. Now, if you only use one bag instead of double bagging it, you might have to shake it for less, but I'm actually going to check it on the 5-minute mark. So I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. All right, little scientists, it's the 5-minute mark. So I've been shaking my mixture for 5 minutes, and we're going to check in. So let's check. So be very careful when you open up your bag. It's going to be very cold. I'm going to grab it. Nothing has leaked so far, which is great. And my cream mixture is definitely getting thicker, but not quite to the texture of ice cream yet. So I'm gonna keep going. You can always stop at this step if you think your ice cream is ready to go, but I'm gonna seal up your bag. Make sure you're getting all of the air out so you don't pop. And then wrap it up in your towel. And shake for another 5 minutes. Okay, little scientists, it's been 10 minutes. So let's check on our ice cream. I'm gonna say I think it's done, but let's check. So remember, be careful when you open up the bag. It's gonna be very, very cold. Wow. I think our ice cream is done. Before you just open the bag, I recommend actually rinsing this under some cold water. So you make sure to get all that salt that's kind of stuck on the top of your bag out. So that way you're not risking putting salt into your ice cream. I promise that won't taste very good. Ran my plastic bag under the cold water. Make sure to rinse off any salt. And we're gonna open it. Let's see. Also make sure to wash your hands because you probably have salt all over your hands. Whoa. Let's check it out. Oh. Whoa. We made ice cream. We did it. We made our ice cream. It's time to taste test. Now, usually with science experiments, you don't taste anything, but for this one, we get to taste. It tastes really creamy, really refreshing, very cold, and it was done in 10 minutes. So you have your ice cream. You can add any toppings you'd like. I actually have some strawberries that I cut up. So I'm gonna grab a few. You might be wondering, why did we add salt to our ice instead of just letting the ice freeze the ice cream? Well, when you add salt to ice, you're actually lowering the freezing point of water. This is known as freezing point depression. By doing this, we're allowing the salt and ice mixture to get a lot colder than just pure ice would by itself. For example, water freezes at around 32 degrees Fahrenheit, but water with a 10% salt solution will actually freeze at a lower temperature of 20 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the same process as you see in the wintertime when you notice people throwing ice onto the roads and the sidewalks to help the ice melt. By adding salt onto ice, we're able to create an environment for our ice to melt very quickly. That's going to create a really cold area for our ice cream to freeze. Now, keep in mind, heat has to come from somewhere for the ice to start melting. Well, it's actually coming from our cream mixture. That's why instead of just letting it sit, we would have to shake it. That shaking allows for our cream mixture to move around from the inside of the bag to the outside of the bag, allowing that heat distribution onto the ice so the ice will melt, and then that cold from the ice will transfer into the ice cream to freeze it. It also allows it not only to freeze evenly, but it incorporates air into our ice cream so it becomes more fluffy. And what's interesting about ice cream is that it actually incorporates 3 states of matter. We have our gas, which is formed in our air bubbles. We have our liquid, which is the milk, and then we have our solid, which is those ice crystals. So you're eating 3 states of matter right in one delicious bowl. All right, little scientists, thanks so much for joining me on this episode of Stay at Home Science. I hope you enjoy your ice cream. If you want to continue the fun of making tasty treats, check out Cooking with Miss Cindy. She has lots of easy no stove recipes on the South Brunswick Public Library's Facebook and YouTube channel. And if you do this at home, please send us a picture. You can send it to my email. We'd love to see how creative you get with your ice cream. Until next week, bye!